Apple is about to rewrite the rules of its own most important product launch. The iPhone 18 lineup is coming, but not in the way customers, competitors, and even many analysts expect. Instead of a single unified iPhone moment in September, Apple is quietly building a rolling launch strategy designed to maximize revenue, control the narrative, and pressure consumers into higher margin upgrades. Behind the polished keynote, the real story of the iPhone 18 is timing. Under new CEO John Ternus, Apple is moving away from the familiar all models now, all at once idea and toward a staggered release calendar that stretches from September through the holiday season and into spring 2027. On the surface, it looks like a minor scheduling tweak. In practice, it's a carefully engineered play that reshapes the iPhone buying decision for almost every type of customer. Instead of simply asking, "Which iPhone should I buy?" the Apple wants consumers asking a different question: how long am I willing to wait for the cheaper one? The iPhone 18 split. How delaying the base model forces a Pro. Decision for more than a decade, September has meant one thing in the Apple ecosystem. Every new flagship iPhone arrives at once. Whether you wanted the entry-level model or the top-of-the-line Pro Max, you walked into the same announcement, the same buzz, and often the same release date. With the iPhone 18 generation, that changes. Apple is expected to unveil the full family in September: iPhone 18, Pro iPhone 18 Pro, Maxi Phone Ultra, foldable. But only some of those devices will actually ship in the fall. The standard iPhone 18, the model that traditionally hits the crucial sub-$1,000 price point, will reportedly be pushed back to spring 2027. That means, during the all-important holiday quarter, there will be no truly new entry-level iPhone at the lower flagship price tier. Customers who usually default to the regular iPhone to save money will find themselves faced with a stark choice: wait months for the cheaper iPhone 18, or spend more now and move up to an iPhone 18 Pro. Previously, the baseline iPhone served as Apple's safety valve at launch. If you wanted the newest generation but not the highest price, there was always a regular model ready to go. In the iPhone 17 cycle, for example, that phone started at $799, giving consumers a modern design and current-gen performance without stepping into four-figure territory. In the iPhone 18 cycle, there will be no such option in the fall. The psychological anchor changes. Instead of thinking Pro is extra, many buyers will now see Pro as the default iPhone 18 experience. For Apple, this achieves several goals at once. It nudges fence-sitters into higher-margin Pro models. It pushes the average selling price of the iPhone lineup upward during Q4. It reduces internal price cannibalization, since older models may be the only cheaper alternatives on shelves. At the same time, the delayed iPhone 18 spring launch gives Apple a second opportunity to dominate headlines, just as the Android world crowds around Mobile World Congress in early 2027. When rival flagships launch, Apple won't be relying only on last year's devices. It will have a new iPhone 18 and potentially an iPhone 18e variant to reposition the base model as a polished, high-end consumer option in its own right. Instead of iPhone season being a single spike in September, Apple is turning it into a recurring wave. The 60-day runway, protecting the iPhone 18 Pro Max from its own bigger brother. If delaying the base iPhone 18 is about pulling customers upward, delaying the foldable iPhone Ultra is about protecting the top end of the traditional smartphone line. On paper, the iPhone Ultra will be Apple's most ambitious iPhone yet: a foldable device, a $2,000 price tag, and an entirely new form factor that sits above the familiar slab design. If Apple launched it alongside the iPhone 18 Pro Max in September, the result would not just be consumer confusion, it would dilute Apple's ability to fully monetize the most popular premium model. So instead, Apple appears to be doing something more surgical. The iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max will launch in September and begin shipping on schedule. The foldable iPhone Ultra will be held back until late November. Well, after the initial upgrade rush, that 6-8 week gap is more than just a supply chain buffer. It creates a clean runway where the iPhone 18 Pro Max is the undeniable top of the normal iPhone lineup. Customers who upgrade on a yearly cadence, or who simply need a new phone before the holidays, won't be forced to agonize between two different 1,000-plus flagships at the same moment. Instead, the decision tree looks like this: need an upgrade now and prefer the classic design? Buy the iPhone 18 Pro Max, able to wait, curious about foldables, and comfortable with a $2,000 price tag? Hold out for the iPhone Ultra. Psychologically, that's powerful. Many users won't delay their purchase for an untested foldable that they can't see, touch, or read long-term reviews about. Apple's staging ensures that by the time the iPhone Ultra appears, a large share of committed upgraders will already have locked themselves into the 18 Pro Max ecosystem. The runway also helps in another, less visible way: risk management. The iPhone Ultra is Apple's first mass-market foldable. It depends on new screen technologies and hinged designs previously. Untested durability targets at Apple scale supply chains that are more complex than even the Pro models by giving itself an extra couple of months after the September event. Apple buys more time to refine hardware tolerances catch. Early production issues tighten. Quality control around moving parts and foldable displays. Any major defect in a foldable iPhone at launch could dominate headlines and cast a shadow over the entire iPhone 18 family. The delay lowers the risk that an early hardware scandal derails not just the Ultra, but the Pro and Pro Max as well. The holiday double dip, turning the iPhone Ultra into a status symbol. Event shifting the iPhone Ultra into late November doesn't just protect the Pro Max. It turns the foldable into a separate economic event. For years, Apple's revenue spikes have been predictable. September, launch hype. October, December. Holiday sales early next year, tapering demand until the next product cycle. The iPhone Ultra's timing intentionally disrupts that curve. By landing closer to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the late holiday shopping window, the foldable stands out from the September flood of device reviews, feels less like a routine annual iPhone update and more like a special edition. Ultra premium object becomes an obvious candidate for high-end gifts, corporate purchases, and status-driven buyers. In practice, Apple gets to double dip on attention and revenue. First wave, iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max dominate September-October. Second wave, iPhone Ultra resets the conversation in late November and December. The messaging shifts too. While the Pro line will be framed as the powerful mainstream premium iPhone, the Ultra will be pushed as something else entirely. A luxury device for enthusiasts, a futuristic, foldable statement piece of product deliberately set apart from the normal annual cycle. We've seen Apple execute a similar play before. In 2017, Apple launched the iPhone 8 alongside the radically redesigned iPhone X. The 8 shipped immediately and behaved like a normal iPhone update. The X, however, was delayed into early November. That staggered timing created sustained momentum through the holiday season, a second burst of media coverage and social buzz, a higher-end Halo product that didn't directly crush 8 sales at launch. The iPhone 18 Pro Max and iPhone Ultra are poised to repeat that formula, with even clearer segmentation between practical premium and headline-grabbing experimental luxury. The clinical architecture of the iPhone 18 launch viewed together, the decisions around the iPhone 18 lineup aren't random delays or supply chain footnotes. They're components of a larger, highly structured launch architecture designed around 3 pillars: protect and elevate premium margins. Removing the standard iPhone 18 from the fall lineup forces more buyers toward the Pro series. Giving the Pro Max a clear, uncontested window maximizes its attachment among power users, stretch the news cycle and marketing impact. September, iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max dominate the conversation. Late November, iPhone Ultra resets the narrative and pushes a second wave of attention. Spring 2027, base iPhone 18 arrives, aligned with Android's flagship season and tailored to value-conscious buyers. Reduce internal cannibalization and manage risk. Each major model gets space to succeed without competing directly against a similarly priced Apple device. The most experimental, complex product, the foldable Ultra, ships after extra testing and isolated scrutiny. The result is a launch strategy that uses time as aggressively as it uses technology. Instead of overwhelming the market with every new iPhone at once, Apple is segmenting its audience not just by price and features, but by patience and purchasing behavior. For loyal customers on annual upgrade plans, the message is implicit but clear. If you want the newest iPhone in the familiar form, you're going Pro. If you want to pay less, you're waiting. If you want something truly different and don't mind paying a premium, you're holding out for Ultra. That raises a deeper question about the iPhone 18 era. Are buyers choosing between different tools that fit their needs? Or are they largely moving into pricing slots Apple has prearranged? As the company shifts from a single-moment launch to a carefully staged calendar, the answer may matter less to Apple's bottom line than to consumers' sense of choice. What's clear is that with the iPhone 18 generation, Apple is no longer just iterating on hardware. It's redesigning the rhythm of how, when, and why people buy an iPhone, and ensuring that at nearly every turn, the most profitable option feels like the natural one.